Is it time to welcome and open your arms for the beautiful manifestations that the universe has for you, even if it means that it's not going to happen your way? Claudia Ramirez, empowering you to become the optimal leader of your life. Let's turn on the Mindset Mic. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 39. Woo! Almost at 40 of Mindset Mic. What we're going to talk about is it time to change your goals? I wanted to talk to you about this episode because I have ran a few Q&As, and a lot of it is about goals. A lot of it is about self-belief. A lot of the questions that I get are about feeling stuck. How do you gain motivation? And I said, you know what? Let's talk about changing your goals. If you have not looked at my courses, it is something that I heavily focus on. As a matter of fact, my entire journey in personal development for the past almost 12 years started with goals. And then I one day thought about making a vision board. Nobody taught me about that. I created that myself. And then I realized that other people were doing it as well. But I share this with you because it's a great way to start. Now, confession. In my course, Run With It, your 60-day mindset roadmap, it is not the first thing that I talk about. I actually first talk about, acknowledging your reality. And we work through some things. We work through quite a few things, actually. And then we talk about goals. In my course, See It Created, your a vision board to get excited about your future. It's the smaller course that is also included in Run With It, your 60-day mindset roadmap. This one you can complete within a week, if you give yourself that time. However, it does start with goals. And why do I do that? Because that is where I started. So if you're thinking about, look, Claudia, I don't feel like paying $1,000 for a course, or I don't feel like paying for coaching. I don't know that I'm ready yet, but I want to start somewhere and I want to make sure that it works for me. I want to ask you to start by listening to this podcast and looking at your goals. First and foremost, what are goals? Very different for you to look at the difference between a dream and a goal. If you are looking at something as like wishful thinking, oh, one day it would be so nice to, I dream about, you will not hear me saying, I dream about. I'll say, I dream and work for, or I dream and seek to. I dream and am attracting, but you won't hear me say just I dream of the days, okay, or I dream of this. Why? Because I believe that if I have a dream, it is my responsibility to make it a goal and to make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, then once again, it is my responsibility, just like it is your responsibility. So know the difference between a dream and a goal. What is the difference? How does it identify to you differently? What do you think it means? I don't want to give you all the answers. I also want you to think about this for yourself. So once you create that distinction, but you still don't feel motivated, it's probably, if you're not excited, it could be a reason and a time to change those goals. Maybe you are working in your career and you just feel like blah. Okay, you are talking about a promotion, or maybe you're launching a business and you just don't feel excited. Maybe you're making a move. Maybe you're building your dream home. Maybe you are doing something spectacular, but you just don't feel excited. Listen, for me, I felt this, and I talk about this in my courses quite deeply. I remember when I was moving to Dubai and I had made a whole vision board, and part of my vision board was to have a beautiful home on a huge plot of land, like big old home, big old plot of land where I want to have my herb garden, or herbs, if you're listening from the UK. This is something that Josh and I talk about all the time. He's like, they're herbs. And I'm like, herbs. And he just makes fun of me. Water. You like water? Okay. So I used to think about this. But at the same time, I was working to what? To go to Dubai, to live on a high rise, to have my beach life, my city life, my all of that. That doesn't go with Claudia wearing gloves and being out in the garden, probably harvesting basil and carrots. Okay. What happened is that I had to shift that. My goal wasn't that right now. It kind of had to shift to something else. It doesn't mean that it's not meant to be in your life, but it can be something that you can shift for a later date. If you're not excited about it anymore, just think about the fact that you evolve, you change, you start this journey with something in mind. And as you grow, maybe you realize that that wasn't that big of a deal after all, that it's not what you want in your life. You have the right to change your mind. And when you do that, but yet you still keep the same goals, that is where you feel a disconnect. You don't feel excited to maybe run to go to the Olympics, but maybe you do feel excited to run a local marathon. Okay? So think about, what are your goals? Is there a disconnect right now? And it's very important that you think about it and that you're honest with yourself, because many times we work for something and we work for something and we work for something, but it's just not happening. And that's when feeling stuck comes into play. If you are feeling stuck, if there's a difference between tapping and tapping and tapping and tapping, kind of like the man in the gold mine in the book with Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, where he's mining and just mining and mining and mining and mining. He gets tired of years of doing this, walks away, and he was just a few feet away from mining all the gold in his life and just changing his life forever. Somebody else came afterwards, kept going, and they got the gold. Now, same concept for you. Is it something that you are just like, I'm going, but I'm still excited. I know that there's something on the other side, or at least that it's going to bring me something, even if it's not what I think it is. Or do I just feel stuck and stagnant? It is one of those conversations that it's important for you to have with yourself and be super real. We had to have this conversation in the UK. I was feeling like this. Okay, I still have coaching clients. My courses are up and running. I'm still doing Mindset Mike, but I needed to be back in my home country to continue doing what I wanted to do, but grow it on an exponential level. It just felt right. I felt stuck. And you could argue, Claudia, it was you, you could do it anyway. Yes. But at the same time, sometimes you have to have that uncomfortable conversation with yourself. Why are you stuck? Is it because that goal isn't for you? Is it because you're not taking the right action? Is it because you're not around the right people? Is it because you're not learning the right information? Is it because just that goal is not for you? Sometimes we have stages and seasons in life. Don't expect to bloom in the winter. Sometimes you have to, what do birds do? Actually, this is a great example. What do birds do? They migrate. They move south, or butterflies. I'm from Mexico, in Michoacan. The mariposas monarca, the monarch butterflies, beautiful. They travel miles and miles and miles and miles, and they end up around the Michoacan area. But what happens is that they know that up north is not the time for them right now during the winter. They come down. Many birds do the same. And then they go back. So it could be something that you could do, and you change your goals. You shift the pattern. You shift the pathway. You're still going to get to the other side, but perhaps instead of going across the bridge, you end up turning left and you find a pathway, or you find a tree trunk that you can walk over. You know what I mean. I love giving you little stories and visuals, but you know exactly what I mean. If you feel stuck, that could be an indicator that it's time to change your goals. It doesn't mean that you change who you are, which takes us to my third point, that is about evolving. You don't change who you are. You don't change the fact that you are in the mindset and the frequency of attracting the most beautiful and ideal life for you. I believe that, and I've told you this before, I believe that we were created with a purpose. I believe that we're taken care of every single day, despite of what we're going through. I believe for me and for myself, for my family, for my loved ones, but speaking for myself, that God and the universe, have a plan A. This is what Claudia was created for. However, what happens if I take all the wrong turns, if I make all the wrong decisions, if I don't believe in myself, if I live in fear, if I live in self-doubt, if I lack confidence, if I don't surround myself with the right people, if I know the answer but I choose to go the wrong way time and time and time again, I'm going to end up elsewhere. But if I evolve and if I allow myself to be okay with that shift and change within myself, I'm going to be closer to that person that God created me to be. I want you to think about it that way. When you evolve and change and shift and are okay with that dynamic change, you are getting closer to the person that you created or you were created to be. Do you see what I mean? And it's developing that belief and that confidence and having the courage to go for it while evolving, while shifting and changing, that will get you to the other side. Going back to the monarch butterfly, you start off as a caterpillar and then you end up as a beautiful creature that travels north and south and east and west and wherever it is that they go, accomplishing your ideal life that was created for you. Claudia, but what about those cars that let's not talk about the cars that get in the way. I believe that monarch butterflies are perfect and they just live the perfect little lives. Is it time for you to shift your dreams and your goals? Is it time for you to say goodbye to those things that hurt you? Is it time for you to say goodbye to those things that no longer feel right for you? Is it time to say goodbye to a version of you that is weighing you down? Is it time to greet possibility and potential? Is it time to welcome the idea of an infinite possibility in your life? Is it time to welcome and open your arms for the beautiful manifestations that the universe has for you, even if it means that it's not going to happen your way? Is it time? For me, one of the best moments in my life where I've had the biggest aha moments and the biggest gut feelings, the whisper in my ear, are the moments that got me to where I am today as a person. In New York, but as a person. That is what I mean about changing your goals. When I was running back in the day, I was training for the 800 and the 1500. And if you haven't heard the story, I remember going to my coach and saying, "Hey coach, remember that surgery that I just had a few months ago? I'm still not running fast enough. Can you please let me compete in the 10K so that I can score and be part of our championship team and contribute?" And he's like, "Claudia, you haven't trained for this. You change your goals to get to the outcome. Do not be afraid." And that doesn't mean that it comes with ease. That doesn't mean that it's going to be an easier path or less complicated, less rocky, less hilly, less hurdly. But that could be that it's the path that's going to shape you and for you and get you to the ultimate thing. And that one story overall, throughout a span of 9 years, is a story that continues shifting and teaching me and impacting in my life almost a decade later. But it all started with that decision. It started with the gut feeling of, this university isn't for me, let me go to the other one. It started with, this race isn't for me, let me go to the other one. This career isn't for me, let me make it better for myself. This city isn't for me, let me go see what's on the other side of the world. Oh my God, I'm at the love of my life. And then, and you just start building this. But it's about shift and change. So whenever you say, well, Claudia, you tell me to have many, 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 many goals. That's what you teach in your courses and you teach me how to do it. So then what do I do? Do I stick to those goals? Yes, but also be okay with transforming them throughout the time, throughout the years, throughout the months. For me, I analyze and I gather myself every single October 23rd. October 23rd does not pass. The evening, I sit down with myself and I think about what I've done and what I'm doing. And then I do the same thing on New Year. I have it differently, but it's something that is so special for me. It's like my little ritual. And it works because I can give myself some grace. You can see what you've done well, what we can improve on, and then how we can move forward. And that's how I want to invite you to look at goals. Be super certain of the end goal. Be okay with it not being exactly what you wanted. Believe and understand that something better could come into your life. And be okay with making that decision. I am so decisive. And I love it when people are decisive. It says so much about you when you are decisive. Because you don't mess around. There are certain decisions that you take your time with. But most decisions, you can definitely just make a decision right away and you're going to make the right one. Because it's your gut feeling. It's your heart. It's your instinct. It's that whisper in your ear. It's God with you, the universe guiding you. When you think about it too much, sometimes we go the wrong way. Kind of like whenever you take a test. When in doubt, choose C. Oh, no, it's not C, I think it was A. And then you're like, no, it was C. Exactly. That is what I wanted to leave you with today. And I hope that this supports you. I hope that it inspires you to write down your goals and be okay with becoming a different person as you evolve. I'm not the same person at 30 that I was at 21 when I wrote down over 100 goals and when I made my vision board. And my vision board has shifted with me. By the way, if you want to make a vision board, this is the time. And I'm actually about to have a vision board party with some of my amazing friends here at Central Park. We're going to sit down and I'm going to teach them what I do. And it's going to be exciting. But I want to talk to you about this because it's a perfect time for you to do it. Spring is here. The year, I don't care about New Year and all of that. Like I talked to you about it, but I think that you can start at any given moment. Don't give yourself the beginning of anything to do it. Do it now. So make a vision board. If there's one thing that you take from me is a vision board, making it right. I go through goal setting the right way. I go through visualization. I teach you how to make a vision board that is going to play so much in the best way possible with your subconscious mind. And then I give you action steps and questions that you can ask yourself to move forward and figure out what you can do next to make those dreams and goals and vision board come to reality. It's something that you're going to find absolutely magical. I love it whenever families do it together. I love getting messages from people saying, Claudia, this has completely shifted my mindset. I feel more confident. I feel more motivated. I feel focused and driven. And that is what it was created to do. So see it created. A vision board to get excited about your future is typically $147. Used gift 10 at checkout on my website. The link will be down below for you to get 10% off and go have some fun. Send me a picture of it afterwards. Let me know how you love it because it's going to be amazing. And I'm working on one as well alongside with you. So as always, don't forget to keep being the optimal leader of your life. I love you. I believe in you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.